Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. I want to ask some questions to meditators. Please answer me. Do you want to attain Nibbana? Nibbana is the end of suffering or the end of round of rebirth. If you want to attain Nibbana, first you should try to realize Nibbana by 4 types of path in fruition knowledge. To realize Nibbana by 4 path in fruition knowledge, how you should practice. I want to explain tonight with some suttas. In Sijja Samyutta there is one sutta called Dhamma Sutta. This sutta was taught by the Buddha after 45 years of his enlightenment. This is last year for him. And that on one occasion, the Buddha was dwelling among Vajjayas at Dhamma. There, the Blessed One addressed bhikkhus thus: Bhikkhus, it is because of not understanding and not penetrating the 4 noble truths that you and I wandered through this long course of samsara, round of rebirth. What for? Because it is because of not understanding and not penetrating the noble truth of suffering, dukkha, sijja, that you and I wandered through this long course of samsara. It is because of not understanding and not penetrating the noble truth of the origin of suffering, samudaya, sijja, that you and I roamed and wandered through this long course of samsara. It is because of not understanding and not penetrating the noble truth of the cessation of suffering, nirodha, sijja, that you and I roamed and wandered through this long course of samsara. It is because of not understanding and not penetrating the noble truth of the birth leading to the cessation of suffering, magga, sijja, that you and I roamed and wandered through this long course of samsara. That noble truth of suffering, dukkha, sijja, has been understood and penetrated. That noble truth of the origin of suffering has been understood and penetrated. That noble truth of the cessation of suffering has been understood and penetrated. That noble truth of the birth leading to the cessation of suffering has been understood and penetrated. Craving for existence has been cut off. The conduit to existence has been destroyed. Now there is no more renewed existence. I will repeat again. Craving for existence has been cut off. The conduit to existence has been destroyed. Now no more renewed existence. Do you remember this sentence? Do you understand? Yes. For clear understanding, I will again recite one sutta, Aswakhaya Sutta. Aswakhaya means the destruction of the days, complete cessation of the defilements. Bhikkhus, I say that the destruction of the days is for one who knows and sees, not for one who does not know and does not see. For one who knows what, for one who sees what, does the destruction of the days comes about. For one who knows and sees, the destruction of the days comes about. This is the noble truth of the suffering, dukkha sajja. This is the noble truth of the origin of suffering, samudaya sajja. This is the noble truth of the cessation of suffering, nirodha sajja. This is the noble truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering, magga sajja. It is for one who knows thus, it is for one who sees thus, the destruction of the days comes about. Therefore, because you should try in exertion, you should make in exertion to understand this is the noble truth of suffering. You should be made in exertion to understand this is the noble truth of the origin of suffering. You should be made to understand this is the noble truth of the cessation of suffering. You should be made to understand this is the noble truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering. 4 types of path and fruition knowledge destroys the defilements, including craving, stage by stage. So, you should first try to realize Nibbana by 4 types of path and fruition knowledge. For realization of the Nibbana, what you should try first? You must try to understand 4 noble truths. The destruction of the days or the complete cessation of defilements is for one who knows and sees 4 noble truths only. So if you want to attain Nibbana, first you should try to realize Nibbana or to realize 4 noble truths. What are 4 noble truths? The noble truth of suffering, dukkha sajja. The noble truth of the origin of suffering, samudaya sajja. The noble truth of the cessation of suffering, nirodha sajja. The noble truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering, magga sajja. These are 4 noble truths. Among 4 noble truths, the noble truth of suffering and the noble truth of the origin of suffering are called Buddha sajja. The noble truths who are appearing in this round of rebirth. The noble truth of the cessation of suffering, nirodha sajja, and the noble truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering are called Buddha sajja. Buddha sajja means the noble truth leading to the cessation of round of rebirth. The noble truth of suffering, dukkha sajja, and the noble truth of the origin of suffering, samudaya sajja. These 2 noble truths are the object of vipassana insight. What is vipassana? Do you understand vipassana? What is vipassana? There is one explanation or one definition mentioned in Atta Salini commentary. Anicchati vasena vividehi agarehi dhamme pasatiti vipassana. What is the meaning? If a meditator contemplates dukkha sajja dhammas and samudaya sajja dhammas as nature or dukkha or anatta, such type of contemplation is called vipassana. So the object of vipassana insight is the noble truth of the suffering dukkha sajja dhamma and the noble truth of the origin of suffering samudaya sajja dhammas. These two noble truth dhammas are the object of vipassana. If you want to practice vipassana, then you should try first to understand the noble truth of suffering dukkha sajja and the noble truth of the origin of suffering samudaya sajja. Without understanding and realizing the noble truth of suffering dukkha sajja and the noble truth of the origin of suffering samudaya sajja, if you practice vipassana, your vipassana insight is not real vipassana, only just superficial. What is dukkha sajja? The noble truth of suffering. In Dhamma Jagga Bodhana Sutta, Mahasri Prana Sutta, etc., Buddha taught Sankhedena Pinchu Badane Khanda Dukkha. In short or in brief, 5 aggregates of clinging are dukkha sajja dhammas, the noble truth of suffering. What are 5 clinging aggregates? Rubu Badane Khanda, Vedanu Badane Khanda, Sinyu Badane Khanda, Sankharu Badane Khanda, Vinyanu Badane Khanda. The clinging aggregate of materiality, the clinging aggregate of feeling, the clinging aggregate of perception, the clinging aggregate of formations, and the clinging aggregate of consciousness. These 5 clinging aggregates are noble truth of suffering dukkha sajja dhammas. What is the clinging aggregate of materiality? Rubu Badane Khanda. Again, Buddha explained in Khanda Sutta of Khanda Vagga Sanyutta. Yankinchi Rupa Adita Nagata Bichopana Ijatanwa Bhitanwa Olarikanwa Sukumawa Hinawa Banidanwa Yandure Sandikiwa Sason Ubadaniya Yavuchati Rupu Badane Khando. This is Buddha's teaching. What is the meaning? Whatever kind of materiality there is, whether it is present, future or past, whether it is past, future or present, internal or external, gross or subtle, inferior or superior, far or near, that are tainted, that claim to be, all these 11 types of materiality are called the clinging aggregate of materiality. In the same way, all 11 types of feeling, all 11 types of perception, all 11 types of formations, and all 11 types of consciousness are respectively called the clinging aggregate of feeling, the clinging aggregate of perception, the clinging aggregate of form. Therefore, 5 past clinging aggregates are dukkha sajja dhammas, the noble truth of suffering. 5 future clinging aggregates are also called dukkha sajja dhamma, the noble truth of suffering. 5 present clinging aggregates are also called dukkha sajja dhamma, the noble truth of suffering. 5 internal clinging aggregates are also called dukkha sajja dhamma, the noble truth of suffering. 5 external clinging aggregates are also called dukkha sajja dhamma, the noble truth of suffering. In the same way, gross or subtle, inferior or superior, far or near, all types of 5 clinging aggregates are also called Dukkha Sijja Dhamma, the noble truth of suffering. So if you want to practice Vipassana, then first you should try 5 parts. You should try to understand by your direct knowledge 5 past clinging aggregates, future 5 clinging aggregates, present 5 clinging aggregates, internal 5 clinging aggregates, external 5 clinging aggregates, inferior or superior, gross or subtle, inferior or superior, power or near 5 clinging aggregates. If you understand these 5 clinging aggregates, this insight knowledge is called defining of ultimate materiality and ultimate mentality. Nama Rupa Paricheda Jnana. What is the clinging aggregate of materiality? I will explain later. After I am explaining the noble truth of the origin of suffering, Samudaya Sejja. Again. What is the noble truth of the origin of suffering? There are many definitions. Tonight I will explain only one definition. In Dikayarana Sutta of Anguttara Nikaya Dika Nibbana, there is one sutta, Dikayarana Sutta. In that sutta, Buddha taught, what is Samudaya Sejja? Vijja Bicca, Sankhara, Sankhara Bicca, Vijnana, Vijnana Bicca, Namarupa, etc. In this way, he explains Samudaya Sejja. You may learn by heart this formula. This is called dependent origination. The summary of dependent origination is there are 5 causes, there are 5 effects. You should try to understand 5 causes, and then you should also try to understand 5 effects, and then between 5 causes and 5 effects, causal relationship between 5 causes and 5 effects also you should try to understand. If you understand the causal relationship between 5 causes and 5 effects, this understanding is called Pichya Bariga Jnana, discerning of cause and condition. What are 5 causes? What are 5 effects? 5 causes are Avijja, Tanha, Upadana, Sankhara, Kama. I will repeat again. Avijja, ignorance. Tanha, craving. Upadana, clinging. Sankhara, volitional formations. And Kama, karmic force. Altogether, there are 5 causes. What is Avijja, ignorance? I want to explain with practical example. Please see me. This is what? What is this? Please tell me. What is this? Huh? What is this? Hand. Okay. Do you believe? Do you believe this is hand? Okay. Again, I will ask another question. Who is this? Please tell. Who is this? This is Pa-Auk Sayadaw. Is it true? True? Do you believe this is Pa-Auk Sayadaw? Do you believe? This is maybe I want to explain Avijja to understand clearly. According to conventional truth, this is hand. It is okay. But according to ultimate reality, this is not hand. If you understand this is hand, this is misunderstanding or ignorance, Avijja. If you believe this is hand, this is wrong view, wrong understanding. Okay? Again, if you understand, if you see this is Pa-Auk Sayadaw, then this is wrong. According to ultimate reality, it is wrong. According to conventional truth, this is Pa-Auk Sayadaw, it is true. But according to ultimate reality, this is not Pa-Auk Sayadaw. There is no Pa-Auk Sayadaw. If you understand this is Pa-Auk Sayadaw, this is wrong. Wrong understanding is called avijja, ignorance. If you believe this is Pa-Auk Sayadaw, really, this is wrong view. Miccha Ditti. So, then if you can practice 4 elements meditation systematically, or if you can discern 4 elements in this hand or in this body, then you cannot see hand, you cannot see body. You can see only a group of small particles when your concentration develops further. This small body, one small particle may be smaller than atom. These small particles are not ultimate materiality. They are cluster of materiality, very tiny particles only. Again, you must analyze these particles. In each particle, at least there are 8 types of materiality, such as earth element, water element, fire element, wind element, color, odor, flavor, nutritive acid, and in some kalabas, together with life faculty, there may be 10 types of materiality. In some kalabas, together with transparent element or sex determining materiality or heart base, there are 10 types of materiality maybe. So these 8 types of materiality or 9 types of materiality or 10 types of materiality are ultimate materiality. But these ultimate materiality are not nature permanent materiality. They are unature materiality. As soon as they rise, they pass away very, very quickly with the great speed. Very quickly they rise and pass away. Again they rise, but again they pass away. When they again rise, you should try to understand the samudaya sajja, the origin of suffering. Ultimate materiality is the noble truth of suffering. But if there are causes, if causes are still producing the effect, then the materiality will be continue rising and passing away. There is one sutta in Khanda Vagga Sanyutta Pali. Rupam Bhikkhave Anicca. Your bichyo Rupasa Upadaya Sobi Anicca. Anicca Sambuddham Bhikkhave Rupam Kudo Nicca Bhavisati. What is the meaning? The meaning is Bhikkhu's materiality is anicca and permanent. There is cause and condition which produce materiality. That cause and condition also anicca and permanent. If cause and conditions are anicca and permanent, how materiality can be nature permanent? In this way Buddha taught. So because of the cause and conditions are anicca, the effect materiality also anicca. You should try to understand causal relationship between this cause and effect. This is the causal relationship between samudaya sajja and dukkha sajja. So samudaya sajja is cause, dukkha sajja is effect. I will explain about mentality later. So if there are cause and effect, cause must be preceding or cause should be preceding or succeeding. How do you think? Please tell me. Please. Cause must be preceding. Can you accept? Can you accept? If there is cause, there will be effect. Cause must be first. Effect must be later. Can you accept? Then I want to ask you, 5 clinging aggregates are effect, the noble truth of suffering. 5 causes, avijja, tanha, upadana, sankhara, karma. Ignorance, craving, clinging, volitional formations, and karmic pose. These 5 are cause. They are noble truth of the origin of suffering. Samudaya Sija. If there are Samudaya Sija and Dukkha Sija, Samudaya Sija must be past. Dukkha Sija must be later. Can you accept? If it is so, then please go back. Our 5 aggregates, what time it began in this life? In our mother's womb, when conception stage or birth linking, my moment. There are mentality and materiality. According to Buddha's teaching, there are 3 types of kalabas. Hariya Dasaka kalaba, Hat Daki kalaba. Kaya Daska kalaba, body daki kalaba. And Bhava Daska kalaba, sex daki kalaba. 3 types of kalabas. Altogether, 30 types of materiality. They are the clinging aggregate of materiality. If the basa is Tihetuka basa, Tihetuka basa means whose patisandhi but consciousness is associated with 3 types of roots: amoha, and delusion, alobha, no greed, or amoha, no delusion, alobha, no greed, adosa, no hatred. 3 roots. There are usually 34 mental formations. Among these 34, Vedana is the clinging aggregate of feeling. Sanya is the clinging aggregate of perception. The remaining 31 mental formations are the clinging aggregate of volitional formations. And the consciousness is the clinging aggregate of consciousness. Altogether 4 mental aggregates. 1 material aggregate and 4 mental aggregates. Altogether there are 5 clinging aggregates. These 5 clinging aggregates are the noble truth of suffering, dukkha, sitya, dhammas. Okay? So according to Buddha's teaching, dukkha in this very life, dukkha sitya is past, and the conception stage or birth linking my moment. This dukkha sitya is past aggregates in this very life. These 5 aggregates are produced by samudaya sitya. Ignorance, craving, clinging, and craving, clinging, volitional formations, and karmic pose. These are samudaya sittas. So that samudaya sittya will be in this very life or in the past life. How do you think? How do you think? In this very life, the past mind moment, 5 aggregates, dukkha sittas are rising and passing away. So this dukkha sitya is produced by samudaya sitya. Then if it is so, samudaya sitya cannot be in this very life. Can you understand? So samudaya sitya is in previous life, only in past life. If you do not pay attention to the past causes, how you can understand samudaya sitya produce dukkha sitya? So if you want to understand the samudaya sitya, you must try to discern past 5 aggregates also, because samudaya sitya, ignorance, craving, clinging, volitional formations, and karmic pose are under the 5 aggregates of past five aggregates. Under the past five aggregates, it includes in the past five aggregates. If you cannot discern five past clinging aggregates, you cannot also discern five causes, samudaya sajas, because they are included in five clinging aggregates of past. What is five causes? What is avijja? To understand more clearly, I will explain with one example. This is flower. You offer to the Buddha image this flower. How do you wish for? If there is any future existence, for example, what do you want to be, man or woman? Do you want to be man or woman? If there is any future existence, man. Do you want to be man or woman? Maybe woman. If you understand there is man or woman, this is not true. Wrong understanding. This is called ignorance. Attachment to the future man's life or woman's life is called craving. Okay? Repeated craving is called clinging. Because not only once, many times you may wish for to become man or woman. Is it true? Yes. So repeated craving is called clinging. Then you offer these flowers. When you are offering these flowers to the Buddha image, at that time wholesome volitional formations arise. If you offer these flowers to the Buddha image with happy mind, then there are 34 mental formations. What are 34? If you want to know clearly, or if you want to understand clearly by your direct knowledge, please practice vipassana here thoroughly. So these 34 volitional formations are called sankhara volitional formations, but they are nature impermanent. As soon as they arise, they pass away very, very quickly. But when they pass away, they left behind the karmic force, which can produce new future existence. So this karmic force is as a underlying tendency follow after your mentality and materiality process. So this karmic force is called karma. But together there are five causes: avijja, ignorance, tanha, craving, upadana, clinging, volitional formations, sankhara, volitional formations, and karma, karmic force. In the same way, in your past lives, you had already accumulated wholesome dhammas to produce five clinging aggregates in this very life. When you are accumulating wholesome dhammas, volitional formations, you may wish for to be man or woman. So if you understand man or woman, this is wrong understanding, ignorance. If you have attachment to the woman's life or man's life, this is called craving, tanha. Repeated craving is called upadana, clinging. You may accumulate wholesome dhammas. These wholesome dhammas are called sankhara volitional formations. But they are also nature impermanent. As soon as they pass away. But they left behind the karmic force which can produce man's life or woman's life. In other words, five clinging aggregates. So this karmic force is called karma. Altogether there are five past causes: avijja, ignorance, tanha, craving, upadana, clinging, sankhara, volitional formations, and karma, karmic force. Now in this very life, you have already accumulated different types of wholesome dhammas. Sometimes you may meditate many times. Sometimes you may offer something to Buddha or Dhamma or Sangha or fathers or mothers or relatives, etc. Sometimes you may observe your virtue. Sometimes you may practice samatha, sometimes you may practice vipassana. So, you already accumulate many types of wholesome dhammas in this very life. In the same way, in your past life also, you may accumulate different types of wholesome dhammas. Among these different types of wholesome dhammas, one type of wholesome dhamma only can produce these five aggregates in this very life. I will explain with one example for more clear understanding. For example, our body Bodhisattva had already accumulated many different types of paramis. These paramis are wholesome dhammas. Among different types of wholesome dhammas, which wholesome dhamma produced five aggregates in his last life, Sayadaw's life, in his mother's womb, Mahamaya. According to Salini Committee's explanation, our Bodhisattva in his previous life practiced samatha meditation. He practiced Metta Bhavana up to Metta Jhana stage many times. Among this Metta meditation, Metta Jhanas can produce its result in Brahma only. But before Metta Jhana stage, there are Upachara wholesome dhammas, excess wholesome dhammas before Jhana stage. These wholesome dhammas are very strong and powerful. These wholesome dhammas produce our Bodhisattva's five aggregates in his birth linking mind moment in his mother's womb. In the same way, you had already accumulated different types of wholesome dhammas in your past life. Among these wholesome dhammas, which type of wholesome dhamma produced five clinging aggregates in the of your path linking mind moment? You should try to understand by your direct knowledge. Without understanding your wholesome dhamma, maybe this wholesome dhamma may be donation, or maybe observing sila, or maybe practicing samatha, or maybe practicing vipassana. Sometimes vipassana wholesome dhammas also produce new existence. Sometimes samatha, before jhana stage, samatha wholesome dhammas also produce new existence. Sometimes dana, donation, wholesome dhammas also produce new existence. Sometimes observing sila, wholesome dhammas also produce new existence. So, again, among donation, dana, there may be different types of donations. Sometimes, for some meditators, offering flower to the Buddha image, such type of wholesome dhamma produce five aggregates in time of their birth linking mind moment. For some meditators, offering food to the bhikkhus, such type of wholesome dhammas produce five aggregates in time of their birth linking mind moment. So, you should try to understand these five causes by your direct knowledge. Without understanding these five causes by your direct knowledge, we cannot say you understand Samudaya Sajja, the noble truth of the origin of suffering. Without understanding the noble truth of the origin of suffering, if you practice vipassana, your vipassana is only just superficial, not real vipassana. And the clinging aggregate of consciousness. So these two types of noble truths, the noble truth of suffering and the noble truth of the origin of suffering, are the object of vipassana. If you can contemplate these noble truths as nature or dukkha or anatta, when your insight become mature, one day you may realize Nibbana by your birth in fruition knowledges. Nibbana is called the noble truth of the cessation of suffering, Nirodha Seja. The four noble eightfold path, which is associated with the path knowledge, are called the noble truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering, Magga Seja. So to understand four noble truths as they really are, how you should practice. There is one sutta, Samadhi Sutta in Sija Sanyutta. Samadhi bhikkhve bhaveta samahito bhikkhve bhikkhu yatha buddham bhajanati kincha yatha buddham bhajanati idam dukkhanti yatha buddham bhajanati yam dukkha samudayati yatha buddham bhajanati yam dukkha nirodhati yatha buddham bhajanati yam dukkha nirodhagamini pฏิปดาติyatha buddham bhajanati. In this way Buddha explained. What is the meaning? Bhikkhus develop concentration. A bhikkhu who is concentrated understands the Dhammas as they really are. What Dhammas? He will understand and penetrate as it really is. This is the noble truth of the suffering, dukkha seja. This is the noble truth of the origin of suffering, samudaya seja. This is the noble truth of the cessation of suffering, nirodha seja. This is the noble truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering, Magga Seja. So, to understand by your direct knowledge four noble truths as they really are, how you should practice path. Develop concentration. Samatha meditation. Do you believe or do you have enough confidence in the Buddha? This is Buddha's teaching. If you have enough confidence, then you should obey Buddha's instruction. Is it true? You may have practiced vipassana without developing concentration or without practicing samatha. Please ask to yourself, do you see here kalabas? If you do not see kalabas, and if you cannot analyze these kalabas, then you should obey Buddha's instruction. It is okay? Then I will tonight explain samatha meditation. There are 40 samatha meditation subjects you can do anywhere, but tonight only I will explain Nibbana. If you want to practice 4 elements meditation, then please discuss with interview teacher while doing interview. Nibbana, mindfulness of breathing. You can pay attention to the nostril or upper lip. According to commentary's explanation, Indians are long-nosed, so they pay attention on the nostril because the breath touching point is clear here. But usually many Asians, Southeast Asians, they have short nose. So because of this reason, upper lip is better. The breath touch on this area, it is better. Maybe for some meditators 1 point, no problem. For some meditators this point, no problem. They may be changing within one sitting also they may change, or with one sitting another sitting also may be different. No problem. Around this area you must pay attention to what? The breath only. Your object is breath, not touching point. But breath is going in, going out. So because of this reason, you should not follow inside and outside. Just watch on the touching point only. You should not pay attention to the touching sensation. You must pay attention only breath. But in-breath is better for beginners. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. In this way you should pay attention on the breath object. If you can concentrate well, it is okay. If you cannot concentrate, commentary suggests to try counting breath. If you can concentrate on the breath object, it is not necessary to try counting breath. But if you cannot concentrate well, and there are many wandering minds, commentary suggests to try counting breath. Breathing in, breathing out 1. Breathing in, breathing out 2. Breathing in, breathing out 3, up to 8. Again 1 to 8. Again 1 to 8. In this way you must try to count. But between 5 and 10 you can stop anywhere, but you should fix one number, it is better. Not less than 5, not more than 10. It is necessary, because if you pay attention more than 10, your mind will not be pay attention to the breath object. You may be able to pay attention to the number. So this is one problem. If you pay attention less than 5, then very quickly going back, then you will become tired. So because of this reason, between 5 and 10 you can stop anywhere, any number. But usually our teachers teach to remember Noble Eightfold Path from 1 to 8. So you can count 1 to 8. When you are counting, you should try to concentrate on the breath object only, not any other object. If you have any pain in your body, then you should not pay attention this bodily sensation. You should concentrate only on the breath object. If you cannot concentrate well, because of this painful feeling, then you can change your bodily posture. But frequent changing is also not good. So because of this reason, if you can neglect any feeling, and if you can concentrate on the breath object, slowly your concentration will begin. While walking also in the same way, you must concentrate on the breath object only. While sitting, while walking, while standing, while lying down, in every bodily posture you must pay attention to the breath object only one object. Today let us stop here, and then you can ask any questions. No question? If there is no question, today let us stop. Sharing merit. Idame Bunya Aswakya Wahahodu Idame Bunya Nibbana Sa Pachyo Hodu Idame Bunya Sabha Sadhana Pajema Desabe Mesama Punya Baga Labandu Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu